moment here. So before I start sharing my screen, I will take a moment to introduce myself. My name is Talene Samerjian. I am a talent acquisition leader and also the founder of Hello Talent, which is a talent acquisition agency. And I also support the Valley Economic Alliance through the years through volunteerism and workforce specialists. I recently joined as a workforce specialist, and I'm so happy to support everything that the Valley Economic Alliance does for the Valley. I am a Valley girl. I'm born and raised here, so excited to give back to this community and all of the small businesses here. Today's topic, we're going to talk a little bit about AI. That's the buzz of everything now, right? But specifically for the job search in the age of AI and how to stand out and get hired. And I've been in this industry. I'll go ahead and share my screen, but I've been in this industry for quite some time. And please, once I share, let me know that you can see everything and that we're good to go. So I want to make sure you see this. So one moment, let me share. And I'm going to go here. How's that look? Everyone see that? Quick yes. Everyone can see this? I can't see the chat, so I want to make sure everyone can see.
Yes.
Yep.
Thank
Yes.
you so much. All right, wonderful. Okay, so Colleen Samerjian. I've been in talent acquisition for over 12 years now and leading across startups as well as Fortune 500 companies. I've done everything from consumer goods to tech to beer and wine. I've done it all. So really excited. My passion is in talent acquisition, not only connecting employers to job seekers and helping them with their employment branding and their talent acquisition processes, but also on the flip side, helping job seekers. It can be quite a challenge to navigate through the job search, especially while we have an ever evolving technology landscape and AI brings a lot of wonderful opportunities to us, but it can also make things challenging. And we'll talk a little bit about that. Based in Los Angeles, and I've helped teams internationally with their talent acquisition strategies. So that's a little bit about me. If you haven't heard about the Valley Economic Alliance, it is a wonderful nonprofit, and their strategic and this opportunity for us to introduce Valley Economic Alliance is near and dear to my heart because they've done so much for this community, and they really focus. Their strategy is really to focus on businesses, government, education, and really to increase the economic vitality in the valley. They were founded actually in 1995, and if you may remember, you're in the valley. So if you've been here long enough, there was a big earthquake in Northridge. And actually, that's when the Valley Economic Alliance came about to help and give back to the community with small business assistance, access to capital, and really helping with resources to the community during that time. So our mission is to engage and unite the Valley stakeholders to raise standards of living and economic vitality across the 5 city regions. So when we say Valley, it means it covers a lot of area. Burbank, Calabasas, Glendale, Los Angeles, San Fernando, and it is consisting, believe it or not, of more than 160,000 businesses and over 2 million residents. So we cover a lot of land here in the Valley, and we are so happy to support all of these small business owners and today job seekers to help you connect you to these small businesses and other businesses in the Valley. So thank you so much for joining today. What we'll cover. So AI has hit the ground and it's running. It's here to stay. So my goal is to help job seekers navigate what you can do to stand out in this age of AI. So we'll cover some of the challenges and benefits of AI in hiring, how AI has changed the job search, some tips for a resume and application processes. I'll give you some smarter job search strategies and also some tools that and resources that you can take along the way. My colleague Sharon is also on the line. Thank you, Sharon, for joining, who is also with the Valley Economic Alliance. She will be helping me navigate the chat. So if you do have
Hi.
any questions, hi. If you do have any questions or anything, feel free to ping along the way in the chat, and we'll also put in some links for you to take home. All right. So let's get started. Challenges and benefits. AI. All right. It's a double edged sword out there for job seekers and employers. I want to talk about some of the benefits. So, AI has given us a really strong tool. It can be your copywriter, it can be your research assistant, it can help you polish. It can help you do strong data. So, the upside, increase access to opportunities. More than ever now, you have the access to do more research on companies, job openings in the area. You can get so many insights on the types of jobs and companies. So it gives you accessibility to increase opportunities and a volume of opportunities. AI can also give you personalized job recommendations. There are tools now that can invite you to job opportunities based on your qualifications. We'll talk a little bit more about those tools, but AI can bring job opportunities to you directly. So that is an extreme advantage. Um, Obviously, if you haven't been using any kind of tool like ChatGPT or any other AI tools that are available to help polish your resume, now's the time to do that. It can be your personal, like I said, copywriter, editor. It can help you deliver your message a little bit more concise with your resume. So definitely can help with resume improvements. And it will help you apply to jobs 24/7. Now, this is no joke. There are tools out there that while you're sleeping, you can upload your resume and it will apply on your behalf. So imagine you put in your qualifications, your job expectations or things that you're looking for, and AI will go ahead and take your job qualifications, match you to jobs, and apply directly for you on your behalf while you're sleeping. Pretty amazing. Now, with that being said, there's a flip side. So imagine all those people that are using AI to apply for jobs for them. Now there's hundreds of applications or thousands of applications per posting. This is just an example, actually, that I saw on LinkedIn. It was Walt Disney Company, of course, a huge organization. So this does not apply to every kind of company, but it's an example. So they had a total in just one day of posting 3,047 applicants for this job. It was a recruiter job. So imagine that in just one day, 24 hours. So lots of applications, huge volume of applications going per person for posting. So absolutely harder to stand out. And AI is being used to not cancel your application. There is a misconception there. There's no canceling or kicking out your application, but it is using it to stack rank applications that these applicant tracking systems are receiving. So applicants will apply and it might stack rank based on the skill set that the job seeker has as well as the job qualifications that are needed for that job, and it will rate or rank the applicants that are there. So it helps the talent acquisition teams to help filter or screen out across the huge volume of applications. I want to talk a little bit more about how employers use AI. And of course, this is a subset. There's so many ways to use it, but for job seekers and application processes, these are a few things that typically come about when we're talking about how applicant tracking systems use AI. So AI driven ATS screens resumes for keywords. So they're not only stack ranking the applications or the candidates that are coming through, but they're also looking for specific keywords based on the job descriptions. So, very specifically, if I say Java for my software engineering job description, they're going to search out Java. If they say software infrastructure, they're going to look for software infrastructure. So it's one to one. Employers also use AI for market analysis and insights. So if they're doing competitive research on other competitors, if they want to do compensation data, if they're looking at the supply and demand for certain skill sets, it's extremely powerful tool to utilize when they're setting up their talent acquisition strategies or efforts. These insights and analyses help us be more strategic rather than being reactive. Predictive analytics is also a big one when we're talking about forecasting for certain positions or workforce planning. Predictive analytics can absolutely be a strong and powerful tool for us as employers. Chatbots, you've probably seen these for FAQs or if you need support with any kind of products. You'll go to the chatbot and you'll see that it helps you filter out some of your questions or pre-fills some of those, but it also helps with screening. So a lot of employers are actually using chatbots to do screening for those kind of front level questions of maybe work authorization, pay expectations, maybe even candidate scheduling. So for interviews, they're using chatbots to take care of that peace of mind for them. And just a small statistic, some reports indicate over 90% of companies use some form of AI for initial candidate filtering. So when we're talking about that stack ranking or keyword matches to job descriptions, this is where that's coming in. So we'll talk a little bit about how do you get noticed with that. So a few things about kind of best practices with resumes when we're talking about systems and how they're filtering out. From a front from the front level, resumes must be AI readable. So as simple as you can create your resume, the more beneficial it will be for you. So these fancy text boxes or columns or images, oftentimes that can kind of uh, it won't be compatible with the system. So it's best to kind of keep things simple. Now, some creatives, right, if they're presenting some kind of portfolio or resume, in creative, um, make sure that the formatting that you're putting your documentation in is compatible with the system. Oftentimes they'll put upload file and then they'll tell you what file formats will work. So if it says it's okay, it's fine. If you are going to do images or anything like that, best to do PDF so that it can, if the system says it's okay, but usually the systems are PDF compatible. So just take note of that. We've talked a lot about job match with the skills and keywords on your resumes. So I often get the question of, so does that mean I just put in all of the keywords in the job description on my resume? And no, that's not what it means. If it applies, of course, but we're not saying to fluff your resume. What we're saying is that there is a certain way to deliver your job skills or qualifications and align it to the job descriptions. So, of course, there's many ways that you can say different things. So, what we're saying is just to customize based, of course, on your actual skill set, but customize it to the job description and how they deliver that job qualification or that job skill set. Um, and again, that goes back to how the ATS or the AI is reading certain keywords to match those qualifications, then to stack rank you as a candidate. When you're applying to jobs, and this is a general rule of thumb, not only for AI, every job that you're applying to, you'll want to customize that resume to that job. So oftentimes, what I'll see is candidates will just have a resume and they're applying to jobs, just like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of jobs, but they're not paying attention to perhaps this resume that they've created missed their opportunity to share that they had experience in XYZ. And because of that, when they didn't include that in their resume, they're going to be ranked lowered for that one specific job. So always pay attention to what the job description is actually asking for and make sure that you're including all of your job skill sets that apply to that job. Customize every single resume that you're applying to. Tailored applications will beat the mass applying. So while those AI tools that help you apply to jobs automatically, you always want to make sure that you're tailoring your applications. Personally, I don't know how much success comes out of that volume application process. I personally haven't spoken to many people that have had much success. So, from my perspective, I think you'll have much more success if you're tailoring your applications and actually making sure that you're aligning your skill sets to those job descriptions. And you may have heard, or oddly enough, the in this world of AI and technology, networking and referrals matter more than ever. You saw from that one example, in just one day, 3,000 applications for that one job. So, with all of this said and done, the best way is to make personal connection. When a recruiter is sitting there and looking at 3,000 resumes for one job and they have 20 jobs that they're working on, you can imagine that standing out means something. So, ways that you can make those personal connections, networking events. There's so many, especially in the Valley, and we'll actually talk about some networking events that we will be holding at the Valley Economic Alliance that we would love for you to join. But we have some university professors and faculty here. There's always networking events there, there's job fairs there. There are many professional development organizations there, and also specific categories of networking events if there's specific interests. Meetup is a great place to look into Meetup, or if a company that you've been looking into, that you've been dreaming of working at, if they have events that are open to the public, even if it's not job related, go meet people, speak with them, get interested, get involved. On the virtual side, get connected with the talent acquisition teams that are a part of those companies. Go on LinkedIn, send messages, connect with people, engage with the company's content, create conversation. And LinkedIn is for networking, right? So besides just applying to jobs, see who's in your network. Are you connected to people that know folks at that company? Ask them for an introduction. People are more than happy to do that. Also, you people forget about their LinkedIn connections. And if you look at your second connections, sorry, if you look at your first connections and realize that their connection is someone that works at that company or that may know someone there, ask them for an intro, or see if you can get more information, or try to get connected with them personally. And of course, give give these people a call if you can. Why not? Stop by. Again, some people, it may not be their MO to do something like that, but if you are really looking to stand out, these are things that are going to help you stand out. We talked a little bit about how to make AI work for you as a job seeker. Um, I've seen, and you'll see this in probably the next slide or so, but looking at your bullet points and making sure that they're actually actionable bullet points, that they're there to serve a purpose. They're not just there to create fluff in your resume. Oftentimes, what happens is people will use AI to help them reformat, or um, polish their resume, and they're not really making it sound like themselves. And it will just, AI does a great job, but it'll also, depending on the way that you are creating these prompts and being specific with your prompts, it can also um, push whatever you, let me rephrase that. So the quality of prompt that you give AI is the quality of results that will come out. So if you're prompting your AI tool to help you polish your resume, but you're not really giving it specific prompts as to how you want it to look or feel, it can push out something that maybe isn't authentic to you. And maybe it's using much uh, bigger vocabulary, or it's fluffing up your resume. So really pay attention to the output of your AI resumes, or how you actually ask it to edit for you. And I would also recommend, with that being said, look into prompt engineering for AI. There's so many free courses, maybe even CSUN if you want to put it in the chat. A Lark, I know there is one, but there are many prompt engineering courses that can help you so you can advance your usage of AI and the results that you're getting with AI. So, um, we've talked a little bit about formatting. Always customize your resume and cover letter. People ask all the time, do I have to do a cover letter? It may be a way to stand out in this day and age. It's not required unless it says so. And again, make it authentic to you. We, a little bit, like I said, use AI to draft, but always personalize. Uh, as a recruiter in this day and age, you would be surprised at how many resumes we see now that look the same, because AI is, they're maybe using similar prompts and they're pushing out similar resumes. So, word for word, like verbatim, we've seen bullet points that are, we know right away, we're like, oh my gosh, AI, AI, AI. Nothing wrong with using AI again, but and maybe it's the same for school faculty. Maybe you've seen resumes or documentation or homework that comes through and you can spot it right away. AI. So just make sure that you're looking over the output, you're making it authentic, use your natural language, focus on measurable results. Don't put bullet points just to fill up your resume. Make it very actionable. If you have statistics about your results, or ways that you've made an impact at your job, put those in. So make every bullet point very intentional and authentic to you. Absolutely use AI to help polish it, but just personalize it, please. Um, I see some things in the chat. Am I missing anything here? Or people, let me just pull this up real quick. Oh, okay, there we go. Yes, yes. That's true, Gregory, for sure. Doesn't AI use unique tags in their copy, which is detected by AI used by companies? Oftentimes I think you're right. All right. So start applying smarter. Here's where we're going to talk about some tools. So LinkedIn is a big one. I think in the past few years, I have heard some feedback that LinkedIn is getting a little less, providing a little less results as far as hearing feedback from job applications. And you saw the volume, and that was just one example. But people oftentimes are just going to LinkedIn. LinkedIn is great, but diversify your job boards. Look at other places to apply. Don't only focus on LinkedIn and say, I applied to hundreds of jobs on LinkedIn and I didn't get anywhere. Okay, what else? Use other job boards. There's Built-in, there's Glassdoor, there's Handshake for students or alumni. Handshake is great. Indeed, there's so many out there. Actually, one that is AI powered is JobRight. Write it down, and it's linked here. Actually, let me put this in here. JobRight. I was recently, yes, Lupe, I can send it out, no problem. JobRight, I recently got introduced to, and I was just so amazed, both on the employer side and the job seeker side. JobRight will invite job seekers to apply for jobs that match their skill set. So I recently got in touch with this fantastic candidate, and it was when I first started using JobRite, and I'm like, "How did it work? Did they invite you, or did you find us? Like, how did that work?" And they said, "You know what? I actually didn't see your job posting, but JobRite looked at my resume, my skill set, and compared it to the job description that or job posting that we had put and invited them to apply to the job." And it was amazing. I was like, "Oh, great." So, highly recommend it. Um, here are some others that are there for AI powered tools. JobRite is one that I personally have had success with. Prioritize quality over quantity. We've talked a lot about that, but I do want to keep emphasizing that. There's so many tools that are available to you, but that doesn't mean to just push out and there's this saying that says like throw something to the wall and see whatever sticks. More than ever, quality over quantity. Like I said, networking and in-person events matter more than ever, and there's so many events here in the Valley, and we have some linked for you here. Talent Connect is a program that I oversee. It is for job seekers, and it is to match job seekers to employers and also to services for upskilling and training with our LA community colleges. So I highly recommend, if you are a job seeker looking to get connected to employers in the Valley, please, Sharon, if you can put this in the chat, there is a link for our Talent Connect program. It is completely free. And again, we have employer partners in the area that we connect with to understand their job opportunities, and we connect them directly to these employers. So take advantage of that. We also have LA community colleges that we partner with to provide non-credit programs to job seekers to help them upskill or training in specific areas. And on top of that, we partner with the Verdugo Job Center, which will get in touch with the job seekers that have applied to Talent Connect to connect them with other training opportunities or jobs as well. So, huge resource for job seekers. Please apply. It is free. And I will be your point of contact for a piece of that. And we have other lovely partners that will be there too. Meetups are great for category specific meetups. If you have interests in specific areas, meetups is a great way to meet with other individuals that have those interests as well. So many chamber of commerces. The Valley Economic Alliance has many events, which we'll talk about in the next few slides. And there's other professional networking organizations. If you have your favorites and you want to pop them in the chat for everyone, please do. The better, the more the merrier to share resources with other job seekers or people that are interested in this topic. All right, I'm flying through these slides. So if you have any questions, please feel free to pop them in the chat. Um, and
Talene, I see
yeah,
Nia has her hand
okay.
raised.
Thank you. Nia, do you want to come off mute or pop it in the chat?
Yeah, I'll come off mute for a second.
Hi, Nia.
Um, Hi. I was wondering about these AI tools. I have experience in a couple different areas. So one of the things I run into is having to have so many different resumes. With the AI tools,
Mhm.
do they allow you to do that, or is it like, hey, what do you do? Oh, okay, you're in this area, and so then it only uses that one thing? Or do these tools allow you to have several different resumes and then like match you up with different things? I don't know if
Oh,
that
I
made
see.
sense to you.
Let me make sure I understand it. So um I believe we're specifically talking about the tools that will invite job seekers to specific job opportunities?
Or
Is that
match. Yeah.
okay, matching? You know, I would say try it. I personally don't know how many different resumes you can upload for them to match you with opportunity, and I'm sure different platforms work different ways. But test it, try it out. And if you need to, if for whatever reason they have limitations with that, perhaps you can make different accounts with them for different jobs
Yeah.
and present it that way. But yeah, that's a good question. I don't know what restrictions or limitations they have, and I'm sure they're all different depending on the tool. But test it out. Not a bad idea. And create you can create multiple accounts with different email addresses, I'm sure.
Sure, yeah. And is there a specific one that you've used or that you've liked? Um, particularly when you were mentioning for the AI that helps build the resume and that like sends it out 24/7. Is there one particularly that you like?
Okay, so I believe Sonara AI is one and Career Flow AI. I'll I'll pop these in. I believe those are also ones that have that capability.
Okay.
And I'll send it's a long link. Hopefully that's the right one.
I can
And
find. I just wondered if there was
oh
one
yeah,
that you
yeah.
really liked.
Yeah, I personally haven't used this, but I have heard good things. So Sonara and Career Flow, I believe, are ones that have those capabilities for you.
Okay. Thank you.
I
And
popped those in the chat.
Colleen, we can also send a list of resources to everybody
Yeah,
so that way they have
yeah,
it.
and I'm happy to send this deck to everyone too.
Yeah, we can do that. Absolutely.
Mhm. Thank you for coming off mute and asking your question, Nia. Did you have anything else that you wanted to ask?
No, I had those thoughts came to me as you were going through this section.
Yeah, that makes sense. I would be curious to understand those limitations actually. What else? Anything else? Okay, we'll move on. Ultimately, we've talked a little bit about how technology can absolutely help us in this landscape, but technology can't replace connection. So it is going to help us shortlist, it will help us match job opportunity to job seekers, but ultimately humans make the final hiring decision. So making that impression is key on your resume, personal connection, uh, at these networking events, hiring managers, talent acquisition specialists, they're all on the other side besides AI making these decisions. So misconceptions about AI is not letting me get through or they're canceling my application unless there is any kind of technical issues. That's not happening. They're helping us shortlist and they're helping us make go through the volume of applications, but ultimately we're going to be reviewing those applications. We talk a lot about these networking, referrals, information sessions, um, and then follow up after applying. When I was doing my job search, I would always try to find a way to follow up with my application and make that personal connect. Whether it was trying to connect with them on LinkedIn, whether it was using tools to find contact information and just give a simple call, or maybe it was just sending a thoughtful email expressing my interest in the organization. Do something, try to follow up because again there's so much volume out there that perhaps it was missed or perhaps it wasn't shortlisted for that person. So do something to follow up if you can, and use tech to enhance, not replace your personality. There's an ongoing thing about chat gpt and it likes to use um, certain words or certain punctuations when they're, you know, when their results come through. So it is recognizable. So don't use it to replace you. Every person needs to be able to stand out, be authentic, because ultimately we on the other side are looking for that. We're looking for that authenticity. We're looking for that passion, that interest to work with an organization. We're looking for what you individually have have spent all these years doing with your organization. What's the impact that you made at that organization with your team? What are the measurable results? AI is not going to tell us that. You are. So make sure to make it authentic. Key takeaways here: AI makes job searches faster, but also more competitive. Make sure we're tailoring every kind of application, resume, and cover letter. Use your AI tools as assistants, not substitutes. Focus on networking and human connection, and stay adaptable. AI and tools that are available are ever evolving. We're learning about new technologies every minute. Thankfully for us, there is also so many courses out there through Google, through local organizations that are providing free AI prompt engineering courses, free courses about how to use AI to advanced capabilities. So take advantage of those. I'm going to take a sip of water, excuse me. And we're going to round it out with any QA, but also want to make sure I mention the resources that I've had for you linked here. I'll send out this deck. Please personally connect with me. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm very active there. Would love to hear from you. My company page is also linked here. Hello Talent, which is my talent acquisition agency. The Valley Economic Alliance website is here, which will allow you to see all of the beautiful programs and resources that we have available to not only job seekers, but also small businesses in the Valley. Talent Connect is the program that I oversee for job seekers, where we connect job seekers to training services, to employment, and also we love to promote and share events in the Valley that we put together for networking and upskilling, or other webinars and in-person events like we have today. And last but not least, we have our business assistance program. So, in case you are someone with a small business in the Valley and you are interested in looking into fundamentals through consultation to identify opportunities, resolve problems, make critical decisions. If you need help with business planning, marketing, financial services, and specialty consulting, the Business Assistance Program is a no cost program offered by the Alliance. So I highly recommend you follow this link to learn more and apply to the Business Assistance Program. And of course, I have my contact information there in case you'd like to get in touch with me. I will be at jobs@valleyeconomicalliance.org. My name is Taline Samarjan, as I shared, and I am the workforce specialist here at the Valley Economic Alliance. So that's all I have for you today. I am going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen. And I will pause there, put back my video. PC is the Talent Connect program, Talent Connect. We'll make sure to send out this deck to everyone that attended today and registered, but I'll open it up to any questions. Anyone have any questions? I hope you found this to be valuable. It's an exciting topic, it's ever evolving. Thank you so much for all of those reactions and the commentary. Um, Really appreciate you all joining today. I'm so happy you found it to be very, very valuable. And again, please feel free to connect with me. I am very active on LinkedIn. You can send me an email. And oh my gosh, I forgot, you guys, I forgot to share when I was having my cough attack, the upcoming events. I want to see you guys there. One second. All right, these are just a few. There's so many that you'll find on the Valley Economic Alliance website. These are just a few. Um, okay, so we're going to have another webinar on LinkedIn optimization. So how do you optimize your LinkedIn profile to get recognized on LinkedIn. That's going to happen on October 29th. So make sure you look out for the flyer coming out soon. Be a part of our newsletter, and we'll send out more information about that. And networking, in-person networking. We will have in our Sherman Oaks office an in-person talent connect networking event. We'll have some bites, we'll have employers, we'll have job seekers. Come on down, connect with us, make that personal connection we've been talking about. Would love to see you all there. And then the BAP is the Business Assistance Program, which I mentioned about the program that we have. It is an in person networking event, and that is taking place on November 22nd. We'll send more information about registration and timing and all of those details, but I want to make sure that you have that at least just penciled in and that you're aware of it so that when we send more information, you're ready to go.
Oh, Tally, that is October
Yes.
22nd for the
Wait,
BAP.
oh, BAP. Let me make that change.
Yeah,
Thank you.
October 22nd. And all of these events,
Next
they're on
week.
our, yes, next week. So it's on our website. So make sure you register on our website so we can expect you. We also have some bites and delights and nice little beverages for
Bites and
everybody.
delights
Yeah, yeah, we always have like some yummy delights for you guys.
and good company. We'll all be there.
Yes, we
We want to
will.
see you. All right. Thank you. I'm going to stop sharing. Okay, we have like 15 minutes. Oh, thanks, Ruth. Thanks for joining. Nice to see you. Does anyone have any questions or any parting words?
I have another question.
Is that who do we have there? Is
Nia,
that Nia? Hi.
hi. um, so what kind of jobs are you seeing for mid-career? A lot of times, um, I'll hear recruiters talking about jobs for like new entry, like if they're straight out of college or
Hmm.
if the applicant is straight out of college. But mid-career, midlife, like what kind of jobs are you seeing in that area for AI? Or does it even matter?
Mm.
Or I mean, I don't know. What are your
Maybe you can
thoughts?
tell me a little bit about what types of industries or interests, job interests that you have, and I can help guide you a little bit.
It's so varied just because I've had 100 different jobs. So,
Okay.
my background here in LA has been TV and film, but then I, like during
Okay.
COVID, started my own business doing multimedia. But that's not
Oh.
exactly everything that I do. More recently, I've done a lot of AI content on social media, which is like kind of what attracted me to this workshop. But
Mhm.
a lot of things that I'm seeing as far as when a company has like an open house or recruiters are talking about jobs, it just comes from a standpoint of college students, young people entering a new field or whatever. So
Okay.
I'm wondering
Huh.
about the perspective of like middle life, mid career.
That's interesting. I would love to take more offline so we can kind of personalize it to your experience and I can provide you some personal guidance. But I would say for any industry right now, the advice that I would give to you is to prepare yourself if you haven't already with using AI in your field because it will be in every field. So whether you decide, Nia, to continue with multimedia or to do social media or to, go back into entertainment, do research on how AI is being used in your industry. That's the best advice that I can give you. I wouldn't say that there's specific jobs that because it seems that you have such a variety of skill sets, and I want to make sure that I answer this properly. So I would let's take this offline, but I would say in a general sense, AI is going to be in every industry. So do what you can to to get ahead of the curve. take those courses. Prompt engineering is the biggest intro class that I keep saying, but it is the best thing, at least for at an intro level. At the very least, do that and learn how AI works for you. Learn how you can get the best results from using AI in your industry. Do some research, have AI do research for you on how AI is being used in your industries. There's ChatGPT is one that everyone talks about. There's a deep research tool in ChatGPT that will do deep research for you across the web, and you can get so much rich data that way for any kind of topic. So I would say do some homework about how AI is being utilized in the industries that you're looking at and prepare yourself that way. I know that didn't directly answer your question, Nia, but I would love to spend some more time with you to understand how we can, how I can best guide you with your specific interests.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Michael, do not find ZipRecruiter to be an adequate job site. I'm just curious since you didn't include it in your list. There are so many job platforms. Michael, ZipRecruiter is great. I think it's it's good. Um, I personally haven't had the best success with ZipRecruiter, but I have absolutely connections that have had good success with ZipRecruiter. I think it is a great site. Personally, I haven't had the best success with it, so I didn't include it in my list, but there will be hundreds of other job platforms you'll see that are fantastic that I also didn't include in my short list. So um if it's something that has provided success to you, yeah, it's great. I've had people tell me that they love ZipRecruiter. Yeah, there is also a lot of junk, a lot of great and a lot of junk. That's with everything, right? Yeah. But I would take a look at Job Bright. That's one of the ones that I mentioned earlier. I think it's fantastic. Anything else? Yeah. Yeah, take a look at Job Bright. Um, I've had some success with that. Any other questions, comments?
Hi, Darlene. This is Ruth. How are you?
Hi, Ruth. Great. How are
You look
you?
beautiful.
Oh,
Thank you.
thank you
Thank you
so
so much.
much.
One thing that you mentioned, is that don't lose your identity. Don't lose who
Mm-hmm.
you are. Even with that phone call, when you call the employer, they can see if you're smiling, you're not. And your resume, to me, a resume serves like passport, open
Oh,
doors for you.
yes.
Tailor your resume for different jobs, read the jobs description, and then tailor. Don't lie, but uh, transferable skills always is the key. But one thing that I love it, everything that you say today is wonderful, a lot of information. But I love when you say don't lose yourself and too much in
Yeah.
this and the other. Just be authentic who you are. Employer hire people for who they are most of
Oh,
the
yeah.
time, during the interview. And if they need to come here for interview techniques, more than welcome. Everything that we do here is free cost, and we will help them and we will guide them, and more than welcome. We are here for them too.
Yes, Ruth, if you want to, please, and thank you so much for that. Please, if there are folks on the line, Ruth is one of our partners at the Valley Economic Alliance. Please put in your contact information, Ruth. Ruth provides services, like we mentioned, they're one of our outreach partners, provides services to job seekers for training, upskilling, and matching to jobs as well. So if there are other folks also on the line here that would love to provide contact information for resources like Ruth, please do. The more the merrier. And thank you so much, Ruth, for that. Authenticity is major for any kind of applications, university applications, job applications, even just networking. Be yourself. People see through the fluff, if you will. I remember I was recruiting for a large organization here at in the Valley for tech. And one of the things that they had always said is when candidates come into the interview and they they feel like they have to know everything. They feel like they have to, when we're asking if they have certain experience in areas, they have to respond with, "Yes, of course, I know all of this. I am an expert. I know all of the things," right? And they would always come to me and say, "Telling, why do they have to like fluff their experience? Like, why do they feel like they have to um, present their skill sets or present their themselves in a specific way?" So it's something that they can see through. So don't feel like you always need to come to in a specific way because the job description speaks to you in a certain way. Be yourself and tailor your resume and your experience. Don't fluff it. Don't fabricate your skills. Just deliver that message in the best way that you can and present yourself in the best way that you can that will tailor to that job description or that company. So yes. Oh, Michael, one thing you can use AI to is to upload the job description and compare it to your resume. Yes, that's major. I love that. It helps highlight why you're specifically qualified and what about the job is applicable to your experience. You're so right, Michael, and I'm so happy that you mentioned that. That's a powerful tool. Taking the job description and putting it into ChatGPT or whatever AI tool that you like to use and say, how does this align to my resume? What skills should I include in my bullet points? The one thing I would say to be careful of is make sure um it's still resulting in things that are true. Hold on, that's a weird way of saying it. Make sure the results are still um highlighting your actual skill sets. So yes, that it's not embellished because AI likes to kind of make things pretty all the time. And sometimes people believe that it will always be 100% authentic or truth. That's actually one thing that we didn't really spend too much time on is when you're using AI, it's not always going to result in actual in accuracy. So make sure that you're always checking your results. So even when doing something like this, which is fantastic, put your job description in, put your resume in, let it spit out the results, but always make sure that it's actually accurate because AI likes to fluff too sometimes. We got to watch it. Is there enough of a difference between the free and paid versions of ChatGPT to justify the cost of the paid version? Ah, I would love to hear from the group. Is anyone utilizing the paid version and have you seen a difference of um, the experience or the tools or opportunities available to you through ChatGPT through the paid version versus the free version? I'm personally using free, so I can't speak to that. But if someone is using the paid version, I'd love to hear from you and see what difference it's made for you. Is anyone using free paid?
I use the paid version of chat.
Mm. Nia, how do you use the paid version?
So, in so many different ways. So, one, I would say if you have any proprietary information, you must use the paid version
Yep,
because
good point.
otherwise it goes into the learning of the chat GPT. So, you have to go to your settings and then tell it, like, don't do that and click off those things in your settings. But if you're not on the paid version, you don't really have that capability. And then, so I would say for proprietary reasons, if you're trying to keep your information and not share it, that would be the biggest thing. And then the other thing that I've done is because chat owns Sora and I'm using a lot of AI for social media, I don't have to pay for Sora, it's included. So you get like two different ones. Otherwise, you have to use InVideo, you have to use Pika, you have to use any number of these VO3, like you have to use any number of these other things, and you're paying another $20 to $60 a month or whatever per year. So that would be the biggest thing. And then I think it does do a little bit deeper search for you, if you're paid. But those would be the main things: the privacy, proprietary, and you get SOAR and other things with it.
Yeah, you're so right. The proprietary piece is huge. Always have to be on paid. You should still be careful, but yes, always be on paid for that. And the limitations. And you said the paid version also provides more, I guess, embedded tools. Is that what you mentioned?
Yeah, specifically, I've been using Sora, so I don't know if anyone's heard about that in the past couple days. I mean, it's LA Tech Week, so I've been
Yeah,
like, that's all anyone's talking about is AI, AI, AI at all these different events. But
yeah,
Sora is like, it's kind of what everybody thinks, like machines taking over because they're doing all these deep fakes, but it's not. I don't use
yeah,
it for
yeah,
deep
yeah.
fakes, but I am using it to do social media posts, and I don't have to hire actors and sets and all that,
Real
permit sets and all that
lifestyle,
kind of stuff. I can
like
literally,
hyper
like, within a
realistic.
couple, yeah, I can
Yeah,
within hours create my social media posts with real looking people.
yeah. Everyone
So
follow Nia. Look at her content. You'll see all of the wonderful things that paid AI can do with Sora.
yeah, well,
Oh,
nothing's really under me. It's under Sport Your Attitude. It's like, yeah. So if you want to,
okay.
you can see what I'm doing on Sport Your Attitude.
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nia. And thank you, Michael. I see that you're also providing some tidbits there. Claudia, I have not heard of My Perfect Resume before. I have not heard of that tool. There's many out there, so I would also say just do your research before kind of adding your information into these tools. And also, you should never be paying for someone to tailor your resume. There's so many free tools out there. So if you're paying for something, that's kind of sketchy. Don't do that. Of course, if it's a service, that's different. Maybe there's someone that's an expert in the field. And if you're looking for resume experts, fine. But if there's a specific tool, I wouldn't personally recommend paying for any kind of tailoring of resumes. All right, I guess we're at the hour. You guys have lasted all this time and I appreciate you. Thank you so much for spending your Wednesday morning with me. And please connect with me on LinkedIn. We'll send the deck. Come to our events. I'll be there and appreciate you all. Best of luck in your job search. I am more than happy to help if you have questions offline. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Bye, everyone.